Hi, my name is Barbi Reuter. My title is Chief Operating Officer, and I work for Cushman Wakefield PICOR. PICOR, we're locally owned and started 30 years ago. We'll have our 30th anniversary in April. And I started while I was in college and have been here ever since. We joined the Cushman Wakefield Alliance in 2008, so we stay locally owned, but we're part of a global platform and connect through their offices and resources, and have been part of that for several years. I'm now on the national board for Crew Network, and the other piece of that passion is really helping women in the industry succeed and girls build their confidence and grow to be leaders of tomorrow. So that's been a big piece of what I've done. I grew up in a single parent home with sisters, and there was an awful lot of girl power there, so we've kind of translated that along the way. Crew Network is over 9,500 members, and it's not just women. There are men who are members of Crew Network. But Crew Network exists to influence the success of the industry by advancing the status of women. And one of the initiatives that our company has gotten behind is helping to underwrite industry research. And every 5 years, Crew Network, Crew's Foundation, does a benchmark study on the status of women in the industry, and then every year a white paper supporting that. And this year that white paper will look at recruiting and how that influences and impacts women's opportunities in commercial real estate. I think a lot of us fall into the industry if you're not, born into a family business. Certainly there are careers in commercial real estate and finance that lead people to go that direction, but I started in property management, and that's not a field that a lot of people say, I want to be a property manager when I grow up. But I had this opportunity to work here with a startup when I was in college, and from there we had a client who needed a building to manage, and it led to a 20-year property management career and growing that aspect of our business here at the firm before I stepped into company leadership and turned that division over several years ago. I'm such a believer in a college education for whatever you do, and it's not required to succeed in commercial real estate, but it's certainly a leg up. And whether that's finance, economics, real estate, something related, it certainly helps. But you can come from a completely different career path and succeed and translate some of that success over. And successful people can succeed in a variety of businesses. So you can grow up through the industry. I think it's a lot harder to be an assistant or a property manager. I think those are different, more administrative and operational skill sets than sales, and this really is sales. But it's about relationships and having the judgment to find out where the deal needs to be made and bringing people together. As a company, we have a number of interesting projects. Tucson is really enjoying more of a capital investment now as the primary markets have gotten saturated from an investment standpoint, and so we're seeing more investment capital come to the secondary and tertiary markets. From a project standpoint, a couple of the key projects that we're involved in include Port of Tucson, which is an inland port, a logistics port, which really has full capability and is improving our ability to be a logistics hub and to connect both to Mexico, California, Texas, and beyond. We also have a long-term relationship with the UA Tech Park. So University of Arizona is really an economic driver for this community, and their tech component is significant. They have the Arizona Center for Innovation there and Tech Launch Arizona, both of which are key in commercialization of tech from the university and in the startup world. And we do handle a lot of the commercial real estate for the University of Arizona at the tech park. Technology happens in spite of commercial real estate because commercial real estate seems to get dragged along. I don't know if it's kicking or screaming, but it seems to me that there needs to be a generational shift for the industry really to broadly adopt new technology. Some might argue with that, and certainly there's been a tremendous amount of capital invested in CRE startups in the last, tech startups in the last year, and that's been well documented. So there is a bit of a change, but I see it with the generations in our office of brokers and there are some brokers that will always do it the way they've done it, and they will need to cycle through as they retire, I think, before the broader platforms are more adopted.